Pluralism. Pluralism. Oh, I'm so dumb.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence is grammatically correct.
Today we're going to be ranking all the races. It's about to get racist. One of the weakest races in existence are the humans. Outliers like Krillin and Tien, they don't represent the majority of humans. If Frieza attacked Earth, it would be the end. They have no defense. Remember when the military tried to attack Cell? That was completely useless. Humans, for one of the main races, they are the weakest. Most of these lower tier races have been wiped out because they are so weak. The Tuffles are all dead. Aside from Baby, who appeared in GT, and honestly, I'm not sure he exists anymore. Tuffles are very similar to humans. They had this war with the Saiyans that went on for a long time, and the only reason they had any kind of resistance against the Saiyans was because they are technologically advanced, but that's the only thing they had. Tuffles, there's a reason they're extinct, and that's where we have the new race, the Cerealans. This is the newest race introduced in the series, and surprise, surprise, they're all dead. That's because, yet again, they were all killed off by the Saiyans, and the only one representing them now is Granola. However strong Granola gets, it won't be a reflection on his race. It will only be a reflection on him. His race still got wiped out by the Saiyans. These guys are like disposable waste. You can plant them pretty much anywhere, and they'll grow within a few seconds, and they'll literally do anything for you, and they're not that weak either. These guys were a big help in overthrowing planets just based on how many of them you could produce. Zarbon's race has been recently expanded. It's not just him anymore. We saw another member of Zarbon's race in the last arc of the manga, and he went up against Vegeta. Zarbon was stronger than the average Saiyan when he was first introduced, but since we only have two guys to go off, Zarbon's coming in at a rank 14. Now we're really into the big territory. We've never seen these guys, but the Metamaries. This is the race of people who invented the fusion dance. Never once seen before ever. Goku even goes on to say that they aren't that strong. That's why they had to invent the fusion dance. This race is at the bottom of a very strong group of people. The next strongest race are the beings who inhabit planet Vampa, the beasts that trained Broly. The Yardrats are another case where they are weak individually. They aren't powerful, but their techniques are insane. Any kind of special technique that exists is kind of now just given to the Yardrats, and they'll teach it to Goku, Vegeta, or anyone who wants to go there. Breaking into the top 10, the artificial humans. Humans are ranked last, but when you kill them and put metal inside them, they're actually pretty strong. Some of the early android prototypes that we saw in the artificial humans. Humans are ranked last, but when you kill them and put metal inside them, they're actually pretty strong. Some of the early android prototypes that we saw in the original series were able to be taken apart by a Kid Goku, but in Dragon Ball Z, these androids were Super Saiyan level from the gate, and now in Super, they've only gotten stronger. Coming in above the androids are the Demon race. Originally led by the Demon King Dabura, the Demon race has only really been seen in Dragon Ball Heroes, not the main series, but based on how strong Dabura was, he was a level above the androids. The next strongest race are the Namekians. Being able to create Dragon Balls and also collectively fuse an entire civilization together into one person, that is very powerful, and pass that down through multiple generations. The Namekians really do have almost as much potential as the Saiyans. That is the one race higher, and the reason the Saiyans aren't number one, you cannot put the Saiyans as number one. They're just not. Goku and Vegeta are complete outliers to the rest of the Saiyan race. The Saiyan race were power levels of 4,000. They have all the potential in the world, and definitely Goku and Vegeta have capitalized on that, but the majority of these Saiyans are not strong. Instead of judging Universe 7 Saiyans, go to Universe 6. Above the Saiyans are the Margins. This race can do anything that Majin Buu can: regenerate from smoke, turn rocks into chocolate, rip off parts of your body and throw them at people. This race is insanely overpowered. Moving one level higher are the Dragons. Anything that comes out of the Dragon Balls is in this race, created by the Namekians and the dragon god Zalama. These beings are known to grant wishes, and although they can be killed, you have to look to the strongest incarnation, which is Super Shenron. This dragon the size of multiple galaxies can grant any wish, and is not limited by anything. This golden dragon may be the strongest
What
character
happened?
ever, but there are more members of this dragon race that do bring down the level a little bit. Most recently, the dragon...
Are you loading back into Fortnite? What's going on?
Moving above him is Frieza's race. Anyone born into this race immediately has all the power access to them from birth. Frieza never had to do anything and he was already the strongest guy in the universe. It was really unfair, and now he's training like Goku and he's taking in Goku's methods and he's become even stronger. Frieza's race may be the strongest mortal race that exists, said to be able to kill Frieza 100 times over without trying. These guys do space out a bit since there are a lot of them, but at the top they do rival the God of Destruction. And now, speaking of the God of Destruction, Beerus's race. Beerus's race, as far as we know, could be completely dead, but the only beings in this race are both gods of destruction, him and his brother. And then you have a guy like Disco from Universe 11 who looks exactly like Beerus, but it was never said if they were from the same race. So going off Beerus and Chomper alone, both gods of destruction, both very powerful. Guys like Zeno or his assistants were new villains like Moro. They are so powerful. Guys like going off Beerus and Chomper alone, both gods of destruction, both very powerful. Guys like Zeno or his assistants, or even some new villains like Moro, they are so new that they don't really fit into any kind of specific race. This is how the list is looking like. These angels are obviously number one. There's nothing they can't do. Whis was giving birth to babies that weren't even his. It's insane. They were bending time. This is as close to divine as it gets. Anyway, that's the list of race.
What's cracking lacking? Really cutting out thing?
That was some good food.
That's good, man.
I'm raping the street. I'm a heathen, I hate you, I pray for me. Give me a piece of the cake, I'm taking a peach. I'm beating the case, I ain't taking a plea. I'm a flea on the chicken. On the cop.
You trying to troll kids in squads? They're just
What?
trying to troll kids.
And what? No, I'm just trying to play arena, trying to get Champions League.
Oh, I forgot I bought Aura.
I flew past the roof and blew up my mouth. Cocking it.
Yeah, hey, juicy. Yeah, yeah, juicy. Now I'm just playing my brother. Let me see, go one more time. Right, left. Who is that lame ass nigga, man? Go ahead. Hey, man, stop playing with me. Hey, Bun, this man the real third. Hey, stop you that ugly ass nigga, man. Bun, this man the real third, cuz. Straight lane, okay?
Remember 2014 when Kodak Black was skinny?
Yeah.
Man is just. Oh my gosh. He's a big boy. He's a chunky boy now. Where are we going?
You missed me, no one is there.
No. My gosh.
Yeah, trust me, bro, no one is there. No one, does anyone made this skin or?
Yeah, a whole bunch.
Who? Faceway?
Faceway made it before. But I don't. People just wear it. It's not bad. Can you land here?
There's a bunch of people.
I'm dead.
Yeah, same. Pick it, go, get him, get him. Go, and then
Hey, hey, hey.
you get the gun. Cause you're control. Oh,
That guy, he's ass. Oh, that guy's ass for that, for losing up.
they were trash. It was just a bunch of people. I didn't expect that much people to land there.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you want to see season 6? Wait, have they ever did a superhero season? I mean, yes, they have. They did Iron Man. No.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's Marvel. They never done DC. Oh. Like Batman, Superman. They never had a Superman skin. Like Batman. I know, but they should make a about DC. But this time DC.
They did have some DC skins back then.
What skins? Batman. That's it, and Catwoman, and Flash.
Superman. Yeah, I said Superman. Yeah.
I don't think it might be about animals. Season 6 might be about season 6 chapter 2 might be about animals.
For me, I think it's gonna be. I forgot.
I think it's gonna be about animals. Teaser lick. Teaseraholic sucks. Yeah. Imagine. You can go sweaty.
After a couple like games, we get bored trying to play Warzone.
Just me and you? I got maybe.
Number one victory.
Can we go tall? Can we go tall building? Can you go?
Yeah.
How's that?
I'll give you that skin.
Oh, my other friend.
Oh man, please no one in there. Please no one in here. Run, you know, run. Come on, little kitty. Damn it. I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Surprise. I gotta go.
Same.
I got AR.
I got a green AR. Popping a big.
We get third party.
We need to third party. We need a kill. You need a kill at least. So you can get shield.
On me?
Coming?
I'll break it. He ran out already.
I'm all the way down. All the way down. Got one.
Nice.
I have no shield though.
He has a teammate.
No, he didn't. That guy I killed.
No. There's another two. Oh, he ran. He's right here. He's on the scared face. Damn, I got. Dang! 18? I need to heal up. I'm up. No.
Above, bro. There's people above us. There was people above us.
They were super low.
That's so annoying, bro. It's good though.
These kids are weird.
That's our second bad game though. It's fine.
Fortnite kids, bro.
You know, let's see if we could get a better job. I'm gonna look up my channel. Iconic Goat.
Wow, combo is not ass.
Huh?
This is combo.
Kumbo? What's that?
A combo. Damn.
Giannis?
Giannis, yeah.
Well, you could have just said tag.
Kumbo.
I got 15 subs. I don't care.
Listen. I heard either he gets the vaccine or he gets the vaccine. And he'd be like, I heard
But that new skin, that Street Fighter skin is fire. That girl one, that thick girl. We could go weeping.
That's not fair, bro. Like, it's not fair. Fortnite kids get more content than us. Like, that's so dumb.
What do you mean?
Like, he's just jumping up and down like a bot, just grappling and killing people, and that's it.
Okay.
He's not doing no triple edit, no nothing.
That's not content.
Right?
That's just stupidity.
I feel like at the same time he's buying followers. Like, my content is way better. Not go crazy.
Bro, we should land weeping way more, no cap.
Why? Oh, no one landed.
Yeah, it's so chill and vibe. I like it. Watch all of a sudden like a whole 5 million, the whole lobby comes here, bro. Watch, like, bro.
Like, oh damn, I was lagging. Let me go over there.
Yeah. Cause obviously he's gonna fix my lag, cause I'm hella smart.
Yo, I can't stream. That sucks.
Why not? Oh, the account. I mean, you could just log in.
Actually, I'm gonna
But it's gonna take a little bit.
No, it's easy. Actually, it's easy for me to start it up.
I know, but you're not on your account.
I know my email.
Okay, but you're not on your account, so it's kind of worthless at that point. Harpoon. Well,
Oh, we have like 3 in my inventory right now.
that's nice.
I want a new mouse.
Ooh, big pot, perfect.
Can't wait for my birthday. Jenna, are you low-key hyped for my birthday?
What happened?
Are you low-key hyped for my birthday?
Oh, what do you mean, like?
Like hyped, like kinda hyped.
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped. If I don't go, tough, but hopefully I can, right?
Yeah. I was gonna get your mom to talk to my mom. Let's see how we're gonna
No, I'm gonna get my dad. My dad talks the most.
my dad too.
My dad knows Spanish. My mom's not,
Dad knows English too. He knows a little bit, but yeah, Spanish will work.
but the amount of English he knows is useful. Most of the time I talk like English with my dad, or most of the time Spanish or regular.
How you talk to him in Spanish? I wanna hear it. I wanna hear it.
Shut up. I don't care. My dad has been working at the same job for over 21 years. Almost 22 now. Yeah, he's 58. He's a big boy.
58?
Yeah, he's 58. Right? He's like my... Oh, 13, yeah.
They got you got your mom pregnant around 40.
30, yeah. I was born late, I feel like, but I have a whole bunch of other siblings. Like, I have 5 brothers, 2 sisters.
Yeah, 30 years old.
Right? You're born, like, when your parents were, like, 20, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my dad's like 40 something.
Oh, 40, that's nice.
My dad's 46.
I don't
Like
think...
43 or 42, I forgot.
My mom is, like... I forgot. I think my mom might be... Hold on, I forgot. I'm gonna ask her when she comes home.
Imagine she's like, I'm 23, son.
I was like, huh?
Not my mom. Not my mom.
No, I wouldn't care if she was actually 23. It'd just be kind of weird, you know? Cause she'll be like 50. Yeah, that would be weird. You mean it like,
Ultron 2.0.
like, bro? I don't know. But my dad, if you saw how my dad looked, you would not think he looks 58.
Bro, he looks mad young.
Yeah, he looks like 30, if I'm being honest, like 20 something.
Actually, bro, you know how old my old teacher in fourth grade? No, fifth. In 5th grade, bro, you know she looks like she's like 20 and everything, but you know how old she actually is?
Like 40, maybe 50.
60.
60? Damn.
She follows me on Instagram.
What the hell? Nah, never mind.
Nah, cause she
That teacher weird.
her daughter, me and her daughter are like close friends. Not anymore, cause I don't know why she stopped talking. But we were close friends. And once my friend asked me, my mom needs you to do this. I'm like, alright, just give me your mom's Instagram or something. And then
My fault, I didn't mark anything. Hold up. I didn't mean to mark that.
Who's the team on me? I'm not moving though. I'm not moving.
On you? Yeah, I hear the car.
And then I got her Instagram. She started sending me the word. And every time I post, I'm like, I miss you guys, heart emoji stuff.
Kind of weird, but.
And my teacher kind of thick though.
Hold up, yeah, you weird.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm not lying. I got another teacher, 4th grade. No, that was my 4th grade teacher. Never mind.
You're weird.
That was my 4th grade.
You're
teacher.
weird.
My 5th grade teacher, she follows me on Instagram. She's like 20 or 30 after that.
Yeah, she's a
She's
pedo.
like 35, somewhere like that. But yeah, her daughter, she has another daughter. We talk, but not that much. And then she has another daughter.
What's the point of breaking all of this down?
Oh, some will come out there.
Pause. Obviously, because did you hear a chest?
Or a big pot something. Where's the big pot? I saw it.
I took it.
What the? Yo, you saw that vibration? You felt like a vibration in your screen?
Nope. I have good Wi-Fi. I don't know.
Nothing with Wi-Fi.
Yes, it does. Because that just means your game just hitched or something like that.
No, like the whole screen shaked, like.
Yeah, it hitched. It hitched. It's when your like thing shuts down for a few seconds. I don't know.
Yo, these songs, I miss the old songs. That's actually cool. Yeah, I remember. I went to my 5th grade prom.
5:45. You got prom at 5th grade?
Yep. Bro, and 4th grade were there. Only 3rd grade and 5th. I mean, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, none of them. I was only 5th to 4th.
Did you get a girl for prom?
Of course, I had a girlfriend that time.
Oh.
Yeah, I took her to prom. We danced, blah blah blah, and then she went home.
Yeah, and she never talked to you
We didn't
again.
do nothing weird. No, we went. I was in 5th. I didn't do nothing weird. We only kissed like a couple times, but nothing.
Yeah, you're weird.
But it's my girlfriend.
And you're only...
Joe, what is this?
You're not even
Come here,
13.
come here, come here, come here, come here.
Yeah. What the f...
Frat?
Hold up. Did Square just pop up and you just stayed here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went to prom and stuff. And, you know, we make that a little bit and blah blah blah.
You make out. That's kind of... That's not it. I'll kiss my girl on the lips, maybe, or maybe on the cheeks, but...
She wanted to.
Oh, why would you make...
Oh, on me.
I don't hear.
It's a solo.
Got him?
I got him. Let me get him.
140. Got him.
Gina, I said I want to get him.
So, nigger?
I didn't want pop minis.
So, nigger?
Oh, never mind.
Nigger?
And then the next day,
I had the same listen, I had the same girlfriend for about 3 years now.
you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear you talk to her. That's
Yeah, I haven't talked to her in a day now.
in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, she cheated on you.
Don't trust me. She would have done that 3 years ago.
What's it called? Yeah, the girl that took the prom, blah blah blah. We only did for like what, for a year, just a year, and then she moved.
Yeah, I had a longer relationship than you did. I have one for 3 years. Get on my level. Oh my! Please help.
B! He's at pop 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 pop. What gun is that?
Help! Help!
Build. I'm not.
I'm dead! Oh, and I cracked them too, bro. And they shaking me down their ass. Jeez.
No! I tried to grapple you.
Did it work, dumbass? Their ass, bro. You got this.
These kids are not bad.
Their ass, trust, dude. You got this? You got hype. Vibe. Act like this is a build fight. But against someone worse than me. So, drop down. Shoot at them, bro. Right there. Next block, yeah. Dude, didn't you not see the cone?
Yeah, I see them. I'm trying to get down. I can hear you record.
You could definitely win this. I believe in you. You got this.
I got nervous at that.
I don't know how you... I don't... Dude, fight them. You can't just keep hype the whole time.
I'm gonna put the nearpod code up. Please have it logged in.
They're just gonna run away.
Good.
Actually, that is good.
I'll be right back.
Dude, you got this.
Controller.
Oh my gosh.
I actually edited that?
That was quick, no cap.
I didn't even know I edited that.
Did we get points?
Yeah, we good.
Alright.
Bro, this is weird because, like, they're weird. This is running.
That's so annoying because, oh, I didn't. They were literally just camping, by the way.
I did not bring it.
Alright, going to my sex period.
I thought I got banned. For a second, I thought I got banned.
I got 649 more points to go to hit Division 8 or Champions League. Honestly, I wouldn't even hold you. He's cracked. Second place is Tysina.
No.
I need to watch more 2K.
Glidy's ass. Glidy's the worst legend I ever experienced.
How did he experience it?
I hit that shit.
Thank you.
His ass.
We could go Craggy.
Bro, I have my ex on my phone because back then it
Alright,
was
watch it guys, please go ahead and start the video at this time.
I got a phone when I was 11.
For
I got a phone.
give me 1 second to get your codes to you.
Damn. Yeah, I got a phone with 11 too.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a phone that has a SIM card and everything.
So
Yeah.
what you're gonna
Same.
see here
Yeah.
When I got like a phone to play stuff on, I was like,
someone. If you don't know who this
My first phone was like, iPhone 6S. How about yours?
her ex-boyfriend. And when I say kill him,
Well,
I
yeah.
mean like stabbed him 29 times and then shot him in the head. So like a really brutal, terrible murder. What you're gonna see here is like her actual verdict, where they say that she's guilty, and the whole process that goes on behind it.
Yo, quick question.
Launchpad students at this time, can go ahead and start that video. Face to face.
What?
Wait a second.
What age did you get your first phone? I mean, no, I know what. Never mind. What phone did you? What was your first phone?
Yeah.
Oh, S.
No, they're just gonna show her verdict.
Okay, guys. Oh, get him! Oh, bud!
1 HP. 1 HP. No. Yeah. Wow.
I thought he was 1 HP. Yes, he
The other guy died. The guy with the helmet.
The record will show the presence of the jury, the defendant, and all counsel. Ladies and gentlemen, I understand.
No, I'm gonna keep playing for it. You can play Warzone.
Form has been handed to the bailiff. Please come forward.
I'm gonna kick you out. Alright. I'm not even part of it. Kick me. Kick me. I'm just gonna leave. Man's past digital dash. She's wrong with that. She's wrong with that. Now she's a good boy.
That she's been
The clerk will read and record the verdict. State of Arizona versus Jody Ann Arias, verdict, count 1. We, the jury, duly impaneled and sworn, in the above entitled action, upon our oaths, do find the defendant as to count 1, first-degree murder, guilty. 5 jurors find premeditated. 0 find felony murder. 7 find both premeditated and felony. Signed, 4-person. Is this your true verdict, so say you want it all? Ladies and gentlemen, the clerk is now going to ask each of you a question. Please answer yes or no. Juror number 1, is this your true verdict? Yes. Juror number 2, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 3, is this your true verdict? Yes. Juror number 4, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 6, is this your true? Juror number 7, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 14, is this your true verdict?
Jesus the best, bro.
Juror number 16, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 18, is this your true verdict?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next phase of the trial will begin tomorrow
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock. Please be here at 12:45. Between now and then, the admonition continues to
Very serious, like a murder trial. Not only do they say innocent or guilty, but they actually go to each juror and ask you, "Are you?" When they said, "Is this your true verdict?" You're basically going, "Are you sure that this person is guilty without a doubt?" Because Jodi Arias was sentenced to life in prison after this, so I'm surprised she actually didn't get the death penalty for how severe the crime was. Alright, guys, let me go ahead and move screens forward. There might be one day, but not that I'm aware of now. There's a lot of documentaries on her, though. She's still alive, from my understanding, in prison. Alright, double check your notes, guys. This is old. Make sure this is in your notebook. This was the stuff we left off on. So remember how we talked about all cases start a trial, then they move up to the Court of Appeals, and they finally move up to the Supreme Court. Double check your notebooks, make sure that this stuff is in there. After you've double checked, it'll be the first attendance check of the period. Done if you were good to move on. MT if you need a moment to pop this out. But again, this was from Friday, so done if you're done. MT if you need a moment to pop it out. This will be the first attendant logged in. If you were not, you'll be marked as absent. Please make sure you're in. Alright, at this time, if you have highlighters on you, please take one out. If you need one, please grab one from my desk over here. So again, if you have a highlighter, please take it out. If you need one, please grab a highlighter from my desk. If you don't have highlighters at home, that's totally okay. You don't really need them today. But if you do have them, launch it. Please make sure they're out. Alright, I don't see any. Let me move screens forward. No, you don't need one for Friday. Yeah, the PowerPoint, guys, if you had it finished, great. But we're not going to work on that today. We'll probably work on it a little bit more tomorrow. Remember, your PMA is tomorrow. This class should not be stressed out about it. Just do your best on it. So we're going to talk about a couple of cases that were really important and actually made it to the Supreme Court. So we're going to look at 4 cases today that actually did get to the Supreme Court and why they are so important. And we're just going to be called Plessy versus Ferguson. Now, for this slide, there's a couple of things I want you to do today that's going to be a little bit different. The notes for this slide are on slide 7. Please go to slide 7 and pop that slide out first, because I'm going to move on before you are ready, I guarantee it. So again, please go to slide 7 and start by popping that slide out first. Alright, so Plessy versus Ferguson is the first Supreme Court case we're going to look at. And this happens back in 1896. And remember, the stuff you should be writing down, guys, that's the stuff on slide 7. You can start writing it down now. You don't have to wait for me to go through everything first. Now, Plessy versus Ferguson happened about 125 years ago. So this case is first off super old. And if you look at Plessy, if you look at Plessy on slide 2, does he look like a white guy or a black guy to you? Yeah, it totally does. So here's the story behind this case for Plessy versus Ferguson. Plessy was 7/8 white. His great-grandmother was black. That was it. But according to Louisiana law, having one drop of black blood not white and thus subject to segregation. So, even though he appeared white, he was legally considered black. And here's what happened to him. Now, if you don't know about Louisiana, Louisiana is one of the most racist states as far as history is concerned. And in 1892, Homer Plessy attempted to ride in a whites-only train car, and when he was told to leave the car, he said no, and he got arrested. And he was fined $25, which may not seem like a lot of money today, but it's under $1,000 quite a bit of money. And he wound up suing the train company, which was owned by Ferguson, the city of Ferguson. And the constitutional question was this: did the law requiring segregated train cars violate the 14th Amendment? Did separate cars for whites and African Americans constitute unequal treatment? Today we know the answer is yes. Separating people based on skin color is totally unequal, because who is going to have better things, whites or blacks? White people, every single time. They're just going to have much better things. And so he sued, and it got all the way to the Supreme Court. First, the lower U.S. ruled that segregation was totally fine. It was legal and states were allowed to keep if they wanted to. This, again, is considered one of the worst decisions ever by the Supreme Court. And it was. It was absolutely terrible because it basically said, hey, separating people is totally fine. If we separate them, as long as they're equal, it'll be good. But it was, of course, not equal because, again, who had better things? White people did. So the notes for this one, Homer Plessy was considered black, 1/8, and forced to sit in the colored section of a train car. He sued, saying his 14th Amendment right was violated, and the Supreme Court sided with the saying they had the right to separate people based on race. They said separate but equal was totally okay. We know that it is not, and that's why this is considered one of the worst decisions the Supreme Court has ever made. Now, who won this case, Plessy or Ferguson? Ferguson. So make sure Ferguson is kind of highlighted in your notebook. And again, please make sure slide 7 is popped out. I know that you guys aren't done, but please make sure slide 7 is popped out in the next 30 seconds, because I'm going to move. Ready? I'm going to show a quick follow-up video to everything that we're talking about today. So we're going to write, watch, and answer a question for each one of these. Again, I'm going to move on before you're ready. Just have it popped out so you can keep writing while the video's on. Red, correct, nothing else. Yeah. Alright, this is not an attendance check. I'm not going to be doing too many attendance checks today, but if you need more time to pop it out, please raise your hand if you're face-to-face. Alright, and if you're launched and you need more time to pop this out, please let me know in conference now. Alright, I'm going to move screens forward. So if you're still writing, keep writing while it's on. So again, this is considered one of the worst decisions the Supreme Court has ever made for a lot of reasons. And when this passed, a lot of people's lives got a lot worse because of it. Because once Plessy versus Ferguson passes, people realize, oh, we can totally separate people based on race. You start seeing a lot of white-only businesses pop up after this. You see a lot of businesses that allowed both races start to kind of segregate after this. It's a really bad decision for a lot of reasons. It basically gives people a free pass to be this towards other people. Alright, I'm going to go on. If you're still writing it, make sure it's popped out. I'm going to go to our next case. Now, if Plessy versus Ferguson is considered a really bad decision, this next one's considered a really good one. But before we go there, I want you to answer one question. What was the Supreme Court's decision in Plessy versus Ferguson? Why was it considered so bad? That's what I want you to think about. Why was it considered such a terrible decision? 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes starts now. 1 minute remaining.
Hello? Hello? Alright. I'm in arena, I have 3 kills.
What happened?
I'm in arena and I have 3
35
kills.
seconds.
Nice. I had to have my phone first. Damn, 3 kills. Cheap. I'm finna grab on my place.
I got 4 kills. Thank you.
15 seconds.
With no badges, no DC. Let's see how I do.
Good luck. I like arena, it's fun.
Alright, let's play my career.
When was the last time you played My Career on your Slimy
So I'm
account?
gonna pull a couple answers here. This was from Jocelyn, which is an answer I really liked.
Slimy.
Ever since I hit like 95, I stopped playing.
Pull 2 more. This was from Maria, an answer again I really liked. And this was from Kenny. Still a really good answer. People really got this, so I'm not concerned about this at all.
Oh, I remember this when Gamer Kings got his own
Guilty is still highlight.
good times. He was streaming everything, but I remember that.
Alright, so Brown versus Board of Education is going to be next. Now, Brown versus Board of Education, again, if Plessy versus Ferguson is considered one of the worst decisions, this one's considered one of the best. So, first things first, Brown versus Board of Education happens in 1954, and Plessy versus Ferguson happened in 1896. So what do you think happened to those 7 justices that were on the Supreme Court from Plessy versus Ferguson? Yeah, they're dead. So by the time Brown versus around, those original justices who made the Plessy versus Ferguson decision are no longer around. Now, the notes for this one, guys, are going to be on slide 6. I would start by popping that out so you have it. Now, if you look at slide 2, this is going to be a map of the U.S. and any state
Put up BRB.
made it illegal to separate people based on skin color in the schools. The blue and yellow states didn't really have any rules about it, and then there's the red states, like good old Florida and good old Texas over here, which were hotbeds of racism. Now, in the red state, you had to separate people based on skin color. It was not optional. You actually, by law, had to separate people who were black and white, depending on what school they were going to. Now, the reason this is such a big deal is if you click slide 3, you're going to see what a black school looked like. This is in the 1950s. Keep in mind, there are buildings that we still use in Orange County schools that were built in the 1950s. So, you can tell how bad this building is. It's tiny. People are sharing desks. What else do we notice about this picture that just isn't right? Super crowded, to the point, could you imagine if there was a fire, everybody would be dead. What else is going on here? No desks, literally. No desks whatsoever. You can see the chalkboard in the back, so it's just really cramped and how the teacher has to work. Do you think white students had to worry about this? No, not at all. So, as we're looking at what a black school looks like, you can see that it's obviously not equal. So here's what happened. This guy with the last name of Brown, his little girl, was walking on these really dangerous train tracks to get to school every day. He sued. He said, wait a minute, how come my girl has to walk on these tracks when there's a white school like literally 2 seconds from me? And the lower, which are the trial courts, actually sided with the school board. And they said, listen, Plessy versus Ferguson said that separating based on race is totally fine. So if the states want to do that, they can. Brown did not accept that. He appealed all the way up to the Supreme Court because the Court of Appeals sided against him. He said, I'm going to appeal one more time. And he did. He appealed to the Supreme Court. When it got to the Supreme Court, remember, these justices are not the justices that were on the Supreme Court when Plessy versus Ferguson happened. Many people, and they looked at this and went, wow, Plessy versus Ferguson was a really bad decision. You were totally right. And in a unanimous decision, which means all 9 judges agreed, The court ruled that separate facilities were inherently unequal and therefore violated the 14th Amendment. The Supreme Court said you cannot separate people and call it equal because white people are going to have it better every single time. This is one of the best Supreme Court decisions ever made, and it really improved people's lives a lot afterwards. Now, I don't of education passes, that everything's immediately great, because it's not. It takes a lot of work. Ruby Bridges, who's only 66 today, she was the first black girl to go to a white school. And you better believe there was a lot of horrible things that happened to her, even though she was like 8 years old. The Little Rock Nine, that was the first high school group to go to an all-white high school, and those people were terrorized. Not only physically, a lot of those students were beaten up on a regular basis, but harassed, and not just even by some teachers. So it was really, really difficult to integrate the schools, and it had to be a slow process, but this is why they were able to do it. Now, on the notes slide, what I want you to remember for the notes is a couple things. One, the Supreme Court said that separate but equal was not okay. That's really important. You can no longer separate people based on race, because white people always have it better. It said it violated the 14th Amendment to equal protection, which it did. You can't say that the law is fairly applied to everybody while you're separating people. And after schools had to integrate. But the biggest thing you need to remember for the test tomorrow is that Brown versus Board of Education overturns Plessy versus Ferguson. It goes, hey, Plessy versus Ferguson, that's a really bad decision. So it overturns that really bad Supreme Court decision and makes it so that people cannot reference Plessy versus Ferguson ever again. Because Plessy versus Ferguson made separating people okay. Brown versus Board of Education says, no, it's not. So who won this case, Brown or Board of Education? Brown. Make sure that's the one that's highlighted. And does anybody still need more time to pop out? Please let me know now. I know that most of you guys are not done. That's totally okay. Please make sure it's popped out. Launch Ed, if you need to pop out, please let me know now. This is not an attendance check. Just let me know if you need more time to pop out. All right, Christian, I see you. All right, Christian, I'm going to give you about 10 seconds to pop the slide out. Just make sure you have it. If you're still writing, just keep writing while the video is on. All right, moving screens in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, Launch Ed students, again, if you were still writing, just play the video and listen to it while it's in the background. Face to face, I'll play it through the screen once it loads.
I won, Danielle. I won. A solo.